Hi guys, I'm John Carrick, author of Legacy of a Mad Scientist and The Legend of Ashley Fox. Today we've got 100 Bullets 46 and World Fantasy Tarot, The Wheel of Fortune. If fortune is pain. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. We've also got the ace, must be the ace of spades. Can't barely see it. Anyhow, this one says, with the collapse of modern civilization, the masses had to start to take care of their own problems. If suddenly there were no laws or government, how do you think people should deal with today's misdemeanors, minor crimes, such as property damage, theft, harassment, and fraud? Well, let me tell you, in the future there's only one punishment, and it's a bullet to the face. That's the way it should be. You know, in this novel, I wrote that a gifted prosecutor can take any crime and spin it into a crime of treason. Jaywalking is an act of open rebellion against the government. That's what the future looks like. This Tower of Babel is going to come crashing down, and Jews will not be on the top when it happens, and blacks will not even exist when it happens. Today's a very interesting comic. Wait till you see what happens. The Wheel of Fortune is right. To the pain, as they say in The Princess Bride, to the pain. So here we are. This is a continuation of the scene from yesterday. Yesterday's comic was a little truncated because we had that Losers preview. They're a paramilitary organization out and about doing work just like the Minutemen, only more mercenary. These guys are working for the Trust. Here we have Shepard smoking half a pack of cigarettes while he's negotiating with Lono. And today, the ask gets revealed. Yesterday, it was just opening salvos, introductions, sort of a who's who, and it was unconcluded. Today, we get what's really going on. So Lono has put it together that they want him for something. He makes the statement that if you get me out of the prison blues, I'll put the suit and tie back on. Graves does not want him on the Minutemen, but Shepard has a job for him. Shepard also explains that they lost one of the Minutemen and they need to replace him. Lono's confused. How do you lose one of the Minutemen? Well, he took a beating and a bullet. Lono's confused. Who? How? What? That's impossible. And of course, he's pissed about Graves. Graves needs a bullet to the head. But Shepard explains that Milo Garrett has been killed. Lono makes a statement that Milo was the only Minuteman he really liked, that he could hit like a truck. He had a great punch, and Lono actually respected Milo. Shepard points out that Milo would punch the sky if he didn't like the shade of blue that it was. And that, what we saw of Milo was really accurate. This is how Milo went out. And Lono realizes, Shepard explains to him that his face had been bandaged at the time and that Milo wanted Lono to kill him and tricked him into it. And that he had punched him, and Lono says if he punched me, he pulled it. Shepard explains that Milo wanted Lono to kill him. And now they need to replace him. Lono is pissed. He's been played by everyone since the beginning of this book. When Graves first gave him that $2.5 million, he set him up to be robbed by those two little gangbangers at the cafe in Miami. Shepard gave Lono $500,000 in $1,000 bills and put him in prison. Total setup. Now Lono's in prison, and they want him to mentor Luke Hughes. Now, Shepard hasn't told him who it is yet. And here we get a cut from this scene to the infirmary where Loop shows up with a broken arm, and A-Train, who looks a lot like B.A. Baracus, or Clubber Lang. Why am I spacing on that guy's name? I've met him a couple times. He works out at the gym, or he used to. I think he's still around. I haven't been to that gym in a long time. That's why I can't remember his name, because I've never known it. All I've ever known him as is Mr. T. Anyhow, Mr. T here, Clubber Lang, B.A. Baracus, is in the infirmary when Loop Hughes shows up. And since Loop put him there with a broken trachea from a tin cafeteria tray, 9 Train is looking forward to getting his payback. Now Loop walks in and is having a conversation with Erie about how he wants to make peace with 9 Train, but 9 Train ain't having it, that he doesn't want to fight, that he wants to set things right however he can. Erie and 9 Train are competitors. They're rivals. If one or the other goes out, the remainder is the biggest shot caller in the prison. Outside of Lono, the 3 of them really are the biggest rivals in this prison comic. So Loop is on his way in to see the doctor, get his arm bandaged up. Shepard explains everything to Lono. Lono guesses that it's Loop Hughes. He's met him before. And he says, "I'll kill him." What? What are you talking about, you'll kill him? I hate Graves, and I hate you, and I'm gonna fucking murder that kid. You guys fucked me over so many times. They fucked him over because he's predictable. He's predictable because he's unpredictable. Because he doesn't use his head. He's fast, but not quick, as Shepard points out. Lono's act of revenge is gonna be murdering Loop. This is beyond Shepard. Lono is unreasonable. This is such a good comic. The characters are all perfectly 3D. They are exactly who they are. The conflict always gets ramped up. The stakes always get raised. Lono is an animal. He is an animal. So, he's not giving Shepard an inch. He is gonna kill Loop Hughes. He is gonna watch him bleed out. Meanwhile, in the infirmary, Loop gets his arm bandaged up. The corrections officer, the CO, not the commanding officer, the corrections officer, who's stationed in the infirmary, makes a phone call. Loop explains to the doctor that he fell. He was telling Erie earlier that he was kicked down the stairs by Drizzt, but tells the doctor that he fell, and the doctor is like, "Y'all are the clumsiest fuckers in the world. Everyone is falling. No one ever gets in a fight. Everyone fell behind a murder rap, fell behind whatever charges they were charged with. It's always a fall." The corrections officer leaves the infirmary. This is such a good comic. It's so real. It's a comic book and it feels real. That is the mark of great work. And look at how he frames everything. He uses light the way Eduardo Risso uses light the way he wants to, the way he needs it. Perfect work. Perfect work. Shepard is making no progress with Lono. Fuck you, fuck Graves, I'm calling the shots. And then we get this bit of the lone guard out on the wall. The man standing watch on the wall. Shepard keeps trying to explain to Lono that he doesn't understand his position. Lono ain't having it. The doc leads Loop back into the infirmary, tells 9 Train to get back in bed, but 9 Train ain't having it. Loop continues to try and talk peace, asks Erie for help, who ignores him. Loop's time is up, apparently. The Doctor looks like that little Robin girl from the Frank Miller Batman, doesn't he? Nine Train pins Loop up against the wall and is about to kill him. Loop's got his hand on his shank, on his shiv. Nothing to say. You guys can read this. What do you say? You don't even have to know what the words are. The words are great, but the images do all the talking. And Loop starts the stabbing. Put enough holes in a guy till he bleeds out. You get that femoral artery, it's 15 to 30 seconds and he's done. Now, 15 to 30 seconds of that is going to be rough. Nine Train should have been throwing blows. And then Erie lends a hand and goes for the man's eyes. Loop gets him in the neck. And that's that. Nine Train's over. Meanwhile, the other guards arrive right on time, as expected, as scheduled. These 2 pages. Wow. I also have gotten, 6 out of 8 episodes into The Defenders, where Elektra takes over and kills Alexandra. God, I love Elektra. She's one of the best characters Marvel ever came up with. Frank Miller. Frank Miller again. Lono is being taken to solitary or to the infirmary. I think he's going to the infirmary. Not that it matters. In the infirmary, the guards have arrived and are beating Loop and Erie for killing Nine Train. See, you don't need superpowers to raise the stakes. A weapon is a superpower. A knife in the hands of a 9-year-old is a fucking superpower. A pair of sais in the hands of a determined girl like Elektra is a superpower. The guards lean in. Lono steps in because he's being taken back to the infirmary. Here's an opportunity to fuck up some guards, and he jumps on it. They are going to beat down Loop, and Lono says, "No one's killing Loop but me." And he breaks Strid's neck. From what gets said later, I don't think he's dead. He's just now, a quadriplegic, stuck in a wheelchair for the rest of his life. Handicapped. Lono is gonna kill Loop, but in his own time and his own place and choosing. Man, oh man. So now they get both thrown back in solitary, and they have a quick conversation. Loop's laughing. Lono doesn't get what he's laughing about. Loop says he had to choose between doors number 1, 2, and 3, being the guards, Nine Train, or Lono. One of them was gonna, fuck with him. And he eliminated one option, being Nine Train, which got him put in the hole, which is what he wanted, because now the other two, the guards and Lono, can't get to him. But Lono's laughing because patience is not suffering. Time's gonna pass in a blink. And when Lono and Loop get out, there's gonna be a reckoning. Now, it's not gonna happen in the next issue for us. Presumably they're in the hole for a month or a few weeks, because I had to go back, I had to flip back and check just to make sure that this is indeed the conclusion. So this is the last episode, last issue concerning this little prison war. And it ends up with Loop and Lono in the hole for however long it takes. Again, magnificent art. And we get this little artistic, poetic ending. They have their conversation. Loop explains that I'm safe here. Lono explains you ain't safe at all. It's just a matter of time. For Lono, solitary is the same as being out in the main cell. Lono's a prisoner of his mind. Loop is a prisoner of time. They are different things. Lono's challenges are himself taking action too quickly. Lono is a victim of his own success. You don't learn anything from success. You learn from failure. Loop learned from all his failures playing chess, and he beat Nine Train, but he doesn't know how to beat Lono. Lono wants Loop dead for different reasons. Here we get this little bit, the guy up on the wall. I was looking at that. What is that? It's a dead bird. Because the joke's on you. Yeah. One of the best comic series of all time. Consistently great. Every issue is worth the time that you have to invest in reading it. I haven't read a bad one yet. And I regret missing 7 and 25. Gotta get those. So, the Wheel of Misfortune. Pain to the pain. Every single crime is an act of treason against the state, against a lawful king. They all get dealt with the same way once the lights go out. A bullet to the head or a knife to the neck. See you guys tomorrow.